a hotel-like atmosphere, basically, and the attention to detail is great. The staff is very caring, and they get to know each resident, so they know what how my dad likes his sheets tucked in, and he has the same housekeeping person each week.
Hi, I'm Agnes Stowicki, Managing Editor with Comfort Life. We're speaking with insiders from Canada's leading retirement communities and care providers to uncover insights to community lifestyle, care, culture, and leadership. This includes insights from residents, family members, and administration. This is the Comfort Life Insider Perspective.
There's so much. I don't know really where to start, but I guess they are a wonderful retirement community. There's all sorts of levels of care, so it depends on what people are looking for. But I think when my dad moved in, it was almost 8 years ago after my mom passed away. We decided that he needed to be close to us. So we hoped that this would work out, and it's just been a wonderful place for him. He really likes the attention to the detail. The staff goes overboard. The housekeeping tucks his sheets in the way he likes. The dining staff knows the way he likes his eggs in the morning. The lifestyles team encourages him to come out to activities that they know might interest him. And they do that with all of each individual resident or community member. So it's really lovely that way. And it's a very friendly, warm atmosphere. My dad's really gotten to know a lot of the staff over the years, and some of his, very favorite team members have left and moved on to other things, but he welcomes the new people with open arms too, and enjoys getting to know them as well, and as well as the community members too. There's so many great facilities that it's wonderful. When he was first there, he was able to go and play pool with a whole group of guys, and they had a tournament going, so that every day after about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, just before dinner time, they'd go and play a game of pool, and they'd have sort of a round robin tournament. And he really enjoyed that. His mobility has declined, so he's not really as able to do that. And some of the other men have not been able to as well. So there's so many stories. I think the main thing was that after my mom died, it was very much an unknown for him to move into a retirement home. We'd looked at it a little bit as a possibility when my mom was ill, but we hadn't really confirmed that he would actually, that's what he'd do. But after she passed, I was surprised that he actually wanted to come out here and be with us and leave his community, which was in Etobicoke. And he could still drive in, get his hair cut, do all of the independent things, go to the dentist, see his old friends, go to church. But at the same time, he had his home out here, and it was really great that he could be close to us. And he managed to really start to meet some new friends there, and the staff was just amazing in helping him adjust, because there is an adjustment period. But he really, embraced the new way of living in a surprising way. I was really quite surprised that he was so able to just, start to enjoy things again, even after my mom was gone, because she was the social one, and my dad had been more sort of lagging behind and just sort of following along. So this was really, really great for that. And they had so many activities before the pandemic hit too. So well, the facilities are great. I mean, if you look at the website, you can see all the amenities that they have. So I won't list all of that, but it's amazing that they have a hotel-like atmosphere, basically, and the attention to detail is great. the staff is very caring, and they get to know each resident. So they know what how my dad likes his sheets tucked in, and he has the same housekeeping person each week. So it's really, nice that she takes notice and takes care, and they have a great relationship. Actually, he really enjoys her. And they also have like a wonderful meals and dining, which my dad really enjoys, the food. He notices that, certain servers get to know him, and they know how he likes his eggs in the morning, and different, details like that. And the lifestyles team is great. They pay attention and to what his interests are. So if there's like a concert or something going on, they make sure that they try to include him and get him involved. If he hasn't already noticed it in their calendar, because they do have that. Now, before the pandemic, they had so many different outings on the VIVA bus and all sorts of things. They went to a chocolate factory and to the CN Tower. And I think they even had a group of community members and staff who went around the outside of the CN Tower, with the harnesses and so on. So yeah, it was pretty incredible. And my dad didn't participate in that one, but there was an aquarium trip and all sorts of things that they got to do. So that was really nice. But it's also great that he can, a lot of the people don't participate in all of the activities, or even any of them. Some of them want to live their own lives and have that independent living. And then it's just nice to have a community around them and have the supports that are needed, but they don't need the encouragement to be involved in the community. So it really, my dad can sometimes, want to be private as well, and just want to stay in his suite and watch TV or read or whatever. His suite is, he's got a 1-bedroom, so they vary. I know there's studios and 2 bedrooms and so on. It's got, the washroom and the 1 small bedroom and that, but and a little kitchenette, so he's got his fridge and a microwave, and he decorates it the way he wants. Each individual resident brings their own furniture, of course. And so, and the bathroom is well equipped for, mobility issues and so on too. And yeah, it's really quite lovely. I mean, and that's the suite itself. And then down the hall is the laundry facilities on each floor. So they do their own personal laundry, unless there's a need for, special care, which that would be, they have the 2nd floor for more people who need more additional care. It's really hard to say that it's actually improved, because my dad moved there just after my mom passed away. So it was a very sad time of upheaval, and, he wasn't really doing that well before he moved in, just a few months between my mom passing and him moving in. So, but I think what VIVA has done is that it's kept him from declining any further, for sure. And it sort of renewed his energy and passion for, trying new things and meeting new people and being close to my family. We're only a mile away. So it was great. He would pop over here and celebrate special occasions with us. And, I'm over there all the time now visiting him. So yeah, I think it's kept him from, maybe declining, and also, he wasn't really able to make meals and do those kinds of things on his own. And he certainly had no interest in doing that. So it's wonderful that all that is taken care of for him, just like when my mom was alive. Yes, I think, had we not moved there, he wouldn't be living as quite a healthy lifestyle, just in general, eating as healthy, or able to get out and be interested in different things. He does a lot of walking. So even with his walker now, he's out all the time walking when he can. So, that's really good. And he likes the gardens, and there's all sorts of, like, they have activities there for everyone. There's knitting, gardening, they have theater, all sorts of things going on exercise classes. And even if they don't participate, it's just nice to be, you know, to go to the dining area. You can sort of say hello to people and just, you know, you're not completely alone as if you would be in an apartment building, especially during the pandemic. That was really, they're starting to loosen the restrictions now, but I think people think that it's a lot like long-term care, and there's such a great difference that it's not like that at all. You know, there's a lot more freedom and independence at this stage. The facilities are wonderful. The staff is probably the key feature for that place. Even though there's a turnover of staff, the young kids are very enthusiastic. I call them kids, but they're my kids' ages or even younger. But they definitely are enthusiastic about their jobs, and they have a really high level of personal care service, and they are engaging and they want to know, you know, the community members. And of course, my dad's pretty enthusiastic that way too. He loves getting to know the staff and talking to them and hearing about their lives and so on too. So he's really, really enjoying being a part of that. So I'd say that that's the highlight of the place, but everything else is so ideal too. Like the facilities are just so wonderful that it's really hard to pinpoint one specific thing that makes Viva great, but it really is.
So could you pinpoint maybe the overall character of the place?
They'd be outgoing and very, oh, what's the word when you're
Kind?
sort of enthusiastic. They are very caring, kind, compassionate, and I think that's, and they have all sorts of events that they do, like special days. So when the Blue Jays opening day and you know, or they have all sorts of theme days, and the staff really gets into it. They all dress up, and, you know, everything from pajama day to, you know, to Mexican tequila day or whatever it might be. They enjoy it. It's really great to know that he's being, you know, taken care of and that somebody's looking out for him. And that, you know, in the early years, it's great to have him so close so he can pop over anytime and I can pop over there if he needs something. And it's been especially great during the pandemic lockdowns and so on, that I know he's being looked after, and I became an essential caregiver, so I could go over and you know, spend some time with him too. And you know, that was really important because I can drop things off for him too, and any supplies that he needs, and we can still talk, of course. He's not on Zoom, but we still talk on the phone, and it's been great to have him, you know, so close that when my kids visit too, they can pop over as well, or my husband and other people. He was entertaining friends into before the pandemic hit. You know, he'd have people out for lunches and so on, because they're quite welcome to do that. Everybody was impressed with the facilities when he did that. So yeah, it's been great to have him, to know that he's, you know, doing okay, and that somebody's looking out for him. If he doesn't answer his phone, I can check up and say, where is he? Have you seen him today? You know, everybody really knows me over there too now, because I'm over there so much. I'd say when they're looking at retirement homes, and I've told friends this because there have been some friends looking at Viva. For some of them, it didn't work out in terms of location and so on. They needed a different location, but they were very impressed when they did consider Viva. And I'd say that, you know, look at all your options, ask all your questions ahead of time, make sure you know as much as you can what you're getting into, but also be prepared there's going to be an adjustment period. It is different from living in your own home. It's different, time of life, and it's going to be somewhat difficult, but just reach out for help, ask the staff for what you need, and just try to build a good relationship with the community. And it's really a wonderful place to be. As I said, the facilities are great, the people are great, so what more can you ask for?
Good. How did you do your research? Did you come across our website, Comfort Life, at all when you were looking for a place for your dad?
I think we did, actually, very briefly. When my mom was ill, we had thought maybe they would both move in to VIVA Mississauga because it's close to me. It was only 2 years old when my dad moved in there, so it was almost brand new, and it was just down the street from us, so it was a logical place for them to come if necessary. But then my mom passed away, so surprisingly my dad wanted to move out here right away and get away from the space where he had shared with my mom in the apartment, and just be close to us. So we didn't take too long to just decide on it, and we were just very fortunate that it worked out to be as wonderful as it has. I would say, again, make sure all your questions are answered. Think of not just what you need immediately, but what might happen down the road, where your own family might be and where your loved one might want to be in terms of location, and their health issues and so on. Take everything into consideration. So I think different things are important to different people too. Dining and eating was important to my dad. Certain other types of activities are important to people. So there's lots of things out there. I could easily sell VIVA Mississauga because that's where my dad is, and that's where he's really been happy, and the staff is so caring and wonderful. But I'd say make sure that that's what works for you. Research it and ask your questions, essentially. I think, as I mentioned, my mom passed away in 2013, and we'd been considering what would happen when she was sick. We'd been considering what would happen to my dad after and where he would like to be. And he surprisingly was quite open and quite ready to come out and live close to me and my family. So yeah, we took a tour of VIVA and started to weigh our options. And then my dad decided that he really liked it there, and he would be quite willing to give it a try. And so we moved him out, and he, right from day one, he took to the place. It took a little while, the first couple of weeks, but he really enjoyed meeting the people and the staff, and the facilities were so good. He was quite comfortable, and of course, it's great because we were able to help him adjust. My family was there to spend time with him too, and he wanted to do things on his own as well. I think for us, as I said, it's not, we didn't sit down and weigh our options as much as I would have if I'd had the choice, but we're just fortunate that VIVA turned out to be such a wonderful place. But I would tell other people to maybe, ask all your questions. Make sure that you bring it up ahead of time of the actual need to, move somewhere. It's really great if you have this in mind ahead of time and discuss it with your loved one. I think being new, the facilities were really wonderful. We didn't know the people there at this point in time. But it was close to us. The location and the facilities were what stood out originally, and also what they had to offer in terms of services. We liked the idea that even though my dad was in the independent, or is in the independent living portion, that there are options to add on additional care as he got older and if his health declined at all. There's, the nursing staff on site 24 hours just for emergencies. But there's also the sense that they're not, they don't have like a hospital atmosphere or a long-term care, sort of situation. It's very much independent, and they, you can move into higher end care if necessary, if and when necessary. It was hard. My parents had sold their house the year before, and then they were in an apartment the last year of my mom's life. And so my dad was ready to get out of that apartment for sure. So he was happy to be moving in, close by to us. But it was, it went as smoothly as possible. They were wonderful about accommodating, elevators and getting him settled in. And they had paired him up with someone to eat dinner with the first night. And they'd done all the assessments and so on for health and his lifestyle needs ahead of time, so that they were prepared for him and he was prepared to go and settle in. So his job was really just to, get used to the facilities. He'd taken tours and seen them, but sort of get used to how the washer and dryer worked and how his suite, worked, different things and setting up his TV and, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's a lot of work moving for anybody. And it's, that's just the same as it is, but it's also, if you have a lot of furniture, I guess it's more, or if depending on the size of the suite, there's all sorts of things to consider. I think they just checked in on him and made sure that, my dad was getting out and being involved in what he wanted to be involved in the community. And they, as I said, they set him up for the first, set of meals with a buddy who had just recently moved in as well. I think it was actually the same day. So they, got to know each other, and then they sort of gravitated to different tables and, groups of friends. And they, my dad liked to play pool, so he sort of went down and saw what was going on there. And one of the community members had decided to set up this, tournament, and he signed up for that. And so there's all sorts of things. They make sure that, they check in and help out to get them adjusted. And as for the move itself, they were great about, making sure the elevator was reserved and everything worked and went as smoothly as possible while we moved him in. And they, with, moving furniture and stuff back out if, when we asked, for dollies and stuff to take things. So that was good. I think we might not have moved quite as much of his stuff in there, to be honest, because really, he doesn't use all the furniture and stuff. We just didn't know what to do with it at the time. But I think as far as the rest of it, VIVA helped him adjust, and we did our best to adjust. I don't think there was anything that we could have done differently as far as providing, the best way for him to adjust to a new community. But as far as the actual move, yeah, I do think we'd leave some of the furniture behind and maybe have less clutter to deal with, because I don't really want to clean it out now, 8 years later.
For more information about this community, you can visit their profile at comfortlife.ca.